And one race, it dominated that race and was banned by NASCAR. That part of it's true. T-Rex is a great race car, no doubt about it. But I think its urban legend has grown so big, outside of itself, that now it's more the legend. And the reality of the car was it was really Mr. Hendrick's idea. Mr. Hendrick said to all of us as crew chiefs and our engineers and whatnot, you guys get together and give Rex Stumpf, who was our lead engineer at that time, all of your ideas about building the ultimate race car. And they went page by page by the rule book along with NASCAR and built a car that was really well built. But we used to take it with us and test, because it was built in the proper way. And one day we're over at Charlotte. And I said, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and drag this T-Rex out and run it a little bit and find out how it compares to the other car. Jeff went out and gets a T-Rex. He goes out. He's 2 or 3 tenths off of what we'd run with our regular car. And he's like, it just there's something there. I can't really explain it, but it's just not feeling that good. And I thought, well, let me play with it. Let's put a crazy setup in it. So I had these ideas about some setups, and I talked to Rex about my ideas, and he's like, yeah, that may work. And for that time, it was really unheard of to put softer front springs and stiffer rear springs and a bigger sway bar and things like that in it. And we did those changes, and Brian Weitzel and I were standing on top of the truck. And Jeff goes out and he goes around and I click my stopwatch and I'm like, it was maybe look like a tenth faster, because I was just looking at the tenths. And all of a sudden Brian's like patting me on the arm going, and it was like a second faster, and I just wasn't reading the second part. And we were like, whoa. And Jeff rolls into the garage, he flips up his helmet, his eyes are about this big, he's like, what was that? If it wasn't for Jeff Gordon driving that car, it might still be legal, but that night, he was running laps in that race that were 7 or 8 tenths of a second faster than the whole field, and just totally annihilated them. And Gary Nelson at that time, or Buster, can't remember which one, said to me, Mr. France wants to see you. So I said, I thought he wanted to congratulate me. Bill and I were friends, I was gonna go up the truck, yeah, good race tonight, Bill, kind of whatever. So he says, he's sitting there, and he says, sit down. He said, you need to pick up that phone right there and call your boss and tell him that car's illegal. And I was like, what? No, they just said it was past inspection. I said, he said, no, it's illegal. I said, no, sir. We built that car by the rules. It's 100% legal by the rule book. And he said, it won't be tomorrow. So I had to call Mr. Hendrick and say, hey, boss, we got a problem. So that was starting the legend of T-Rex, and we had to make a few changes to it, and we tried to run it again, and it was never the same. Now the legend, I hear all these things that we had all these super this and super that, but it was just a really well-built race car that Jeff Gordon decided to put his foot to the floor at.